إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله تعالى فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له سبحانه خلق الخلق وأحصاهم عددا وكلهم آتيه يوم القيامة فردا. من عمل صالحا فلنفسه ومن أساء فعليها ولا يظلم ربك أحدا. وأشهد أن سيد الأولين وسيد الآخرين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وكشف الغمة وجاهد صلى الله عليه وسلم في الله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين. وتركنا صلى الله عليه وسلم على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك ولا يتبعها إلا منيب سالك. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. ثم أما بعد. My dear brothers and sisters, when we usually talk about husn al-khuluq, behaving and having good manners and attitudes, we refer to dealing with each other, the way we look at each other, the way we respond and behave with each other. However, there is also what we should call al-adab wal-khuluq ma'Allah Azza wa Jalla. We also have and must behave with Allah. We must have good attitude with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, positive attitude, good manners and behaviors with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when it comes to this, first of all, it has to do with our iman and aqidah on Allah. Number two, it's the only way for us to stay happy in this life, to stay on track on the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also to stand before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a good shape on the day of judgment. So husn al-khuluq ma'Allah, al-adab ma'Allah, the adab with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the husn of al-khuluq, the good manners with Allah, that includes three areas and three values and principles. And again, for one more time, it's a must because it has to do with our faith and iman. The first rule, the first area when it comes to the adab and khuluq and behaviors with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is what we call أن نتلقى أخبار الله عز وجل بالتصديق. And that means whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in His Quran, in His book subhanahu wa ta'ala, we as Muslims, we as believers must believe 100% in every single thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about. This is iman. Why? Because this khabar, the information coming to us in His book, the wahy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is from Allah. And no one can tell the truth more than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَنْ أَصْدَقُ مِنَ اللَّهِ قِيلًا وَمَنْ أَصْدَقُ مِنَ اللَّهِ حَدِيثًا. There is no one who will tell you the truth more than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So everything comes to us from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His Quran, this is haqq and haqiqah, truth and all truth. No doubt about it. Right? That will also require one more thing, is to believe and accept every khabar, every single piece of information comes to us from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why? Because what the Prophet told us is also wahy and revelation. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not speak his mind. Allah said about him, "In huwa illa wahyun yuha, wa ma yantiqu 'anil hawa, in huwa illa wahyun yuha." So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not speak his mind. He was taught by the wahy and revelation and Jibreel alayhi salam to tell you what to do and what not to do. Right? And that's the simah, the characteristic and the sign of Iman. وَقَالُوا سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا. We listen and we believe and obey and follow. This is the wasf and the characteristics of the believers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? So, and the dalil for that, the proof that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his sunnah did not speak his mind is what happened many times when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to be asked the question by the Sahaba, and he sallallahu alaihi wasallam had to wait for Jibreel to tell him sallallahu alaihi wasallam the answer. The answer. From where? From Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the first manner, the first area when it comes to behaving with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to believe in everything comes to us from Allah and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Why, my brothers and sisters, we are talking about this today? And we have to talk about it over and over and remind each other and ourselves about it. Because there is always two ways to distract Muslims. Whether from shayateen al-ins or shayateen al-jinn. The first thing used against us is what we call shubuhat, doubts. You know, those who nowadays are trying to spread doubts about ABC, Islam and Iman and Aqidah. Subhanallah. Doubts about basics and principles of faith and Iman everywhere. Especially when people go online and start listening to those doubts. Especially for our kids who are young, who haven't been exposed to enough Islamic education and knowledge and studies, and they start doubting basics of Islam and Iman. So, number one thing that they use, whether again shayateen al-ins or shayateen al-jinn, is shubuhat, doubts. To confuse you and me, to make you think twice about the clear ayat in the Quran and the clear ahadith in the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That's why the Prophet said, تَرَكْتُ فِيكُمْ مَا إِن تَمَسَّكْتُمْ بِهِ لَن تَضِلُّوا بَعْدِ أَبَدًا. The only way for you and I not to go astray is to stick to the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. That's why the ulama of tafsir say that this huda and guidance is there for those who are capable of this guidance, ready for it. Al-Quran is shifa, cure, lil-mu'mineen. Al-Quran is huda, guidance for whom? Al-muttaqeen. So we have to be ready deep inside. We have to have the enough belief and iman and cleanness in our hearts so that we receive the guidance of Quran. Otherwise, if somebody has doubts, he or she will not be able to receive this guidance and light and barakah and khair of the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So number one area, number one principle and value when it comes to dealing with Allah is to believe in everything came to us in the Quran and in the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's okay to ask, but when you ask and I ask just to understand and to clarify, but not to doubt or argue what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, what Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned in Sunnah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Number one. Number two. Now I do believe in what's in the Quran, in the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Here comes second and next step and value and principle is to take that to actions. أن نتلقى الحكم بالتطبيق. So al-khabar, what came to me from Allah, I believe in it. تصديق. Number two, تطبيق. تطبيق. So the Muslim or the mu'min cannot reject or deny or ignore or neglect the orders and commands of Allah and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the Quran and the Sunnah. وَمَا كَانَ لِمُؤْمِنٍ in Surah Al-Ahzab. وَمَا كَانَ لِمُؤْمِنٍ وَلَا مُؤْمِنَةٍ إِذَا قَضَى اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ أَمْرًا أَن يَكُونَ لَهُمُ الْخِيَرَةُ مِنْ أَمْرِهِمْ. So for the mu'min and mu'minah, the believers, males and females, when it comes to the amr, the order and command from Allah and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they surrender and submit. They don't question Allah. They don't question Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And by the way, that's my belief, that this is where the Sahaba Ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhim were completely different from anybody came after them. Tasdeeq and tatbiq. They never asked about the hikmah or the wisdom behind this command or order or instruction from Allah or Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Why? Because they do believe 100% that whatever Allah asks us to do, it's good for us. We trust Allah and we trust Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. وَمَا آتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فخذوه وما نهاكم عنه فانتهوا. Whatever Rasulullah asks you to do, do. And when he says no, you cannot do, then we stop doing it. And he said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, ما نهيتكم عن شيء فاجتنبوه. Anytime I say this is haram, this is an area of do not do, you stop. Because there is no negotiation when it comes to haram. However, the area of halal and do is big and wide. That's why he said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَمَا أَمَرْتُكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ فَأْتُوا مِنْهُ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ. As much as you can. فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ. Right? When it comes to the khair, the halal, the do area, then you do your best and I do my best. Not only that, my brothers and sisters, but Islam expects us to enjoy what we're doing. To enjoy it. Why again? Because we know it's good for us. It came to us from Allah. Allah never, subhanahu wa ta'ala, commands or creates playfully, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah has a hikmah, whether we know this hikmah or not. That's why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam did not only pray, but he used to enjoy someone. And he used to say, وَجُعِلَتْ قُرَّةُ عَيْنِي فِي الصَّلَاةِ صلى الله عليه وسلم. So when he used to pray sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that was his best time. The comfort of his eyes. Salah. كان إذا حزبه شيء صلى الله عليه وسلم فزع إلى الصلاة. Look how many problems and issues that you and I face every single day in this life. Subhanallah, everywhere there's issues and problems, and that's the nature of life. That's why Islam gave us the medicine. When we have issues, things are difficult and hard, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to run and go for salah. فزع إلى الصلاة صلى الله عليه وسلم. And we all know that he used to ask Bilal to call for salah. Why? أرحنا بها يا بلال. Want to have some raha, want to rest, have some comfort, want to relax. And the way we do is to pray. Not like nowadays, when some people face issues, and instead of going to the masjid, praying 2 rak'ahs, crying for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and asking them to help, asking Him subhanahu wa ta'ala to help them, we go somewhere else. We stop praying. We stop coming to the masjid. This is not the way to do it. You need to ask Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has the key of everything. Subhanallah. I was just listening. Subhanallah. I just remember this story just now. I was listening to one of our sheikhs. He went to Egypt. And he was supposed to give a khutbah like today. Then he said, I arrived. He's not Egyptian, but he was traveling from somewhere in the Gulf area to Egypt to give the khutbah. And then he arrived the night before. And he said, I went to the masjid. It was like about 2 a.m. 2 a.m. And he said, I found the doors opened and one person only in the masjid praying. And he's crying, saying, Ya Allah, I cannot do it anymore. I am done. I need your help. And he's crying in his salah. Then the Sheikh said, I waited for him to finish, and after he finished, I went to him and said, brother, what's going on? He said, my wife has a surgery tomorrow morning, and I need 15,400 Egyptian pounds. That's the number, remember it. 15,400. And I have nothing in my pocket. Nothing whatsoever. Then this sheikh, he said, Wallahi, I don't have the money. I wish I do. I would give you the money now. And he said, the sheikh said, we waited till Fajr. And he's a famous sheikh. And he said, the imam of the masjid asked me to lead the salah. And I did salat al-Fajr. Right? And here comes a businessman who knows the sheikh. He used to see the sheikh on the TV. And he said, Sheikh, mashallah, I knew that you're coming here to give the khutbah, so I came. He's living in the same building where the masjid is. And he said, Wallahi, Sheikh, I knew that you're coming. And I said, let's pray Fajr with the sheikh and say salam to him. I know you're giving the khutbah today in our masjid. And he said, Sheikh, believe it or not, I'm glad that you're here because I do have my zakah money. And I want to give it to you because I trust you. And it's 15,400. Subhanallah. person except one. He said, Sheikh, it's 15,400, same exact amount. Then the Sheikh said, I started crying. And I called the guy and I told him, what do you need? What do you want? He said the same thing in front of the businessman. And the guy started to cry too. Everybody started to cry. And he gave him the money. One can help forever. Allah. And the only one, keep this in mind and memorize this statement. The only one that you can ask twice and 3 times and forever, Allah. You can ask me 1 time, 2 times, you're going to get bored. You're going to give up. But the only one you can keep asking every single day, every single time you need. And you always need, and I always need Allah. He's the only one who will never ignore you. And Allah. But that means we listen and we do. We listen and we do. وَقَالُوا سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا. Others, that, as the Quran mentioned, قَالُوا سَمِعْنَا وَعَصَيْنَا. We know, but we're not going to do. There is no point. Islam expects us to behave this way with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Last area, third value and principle when it comes to dealing with Allah, after you believe in what He says and what Rasulullah says, after we do and practice and follow, is the other thing that we always face every day. Al-Qada' al-Qada'. We accept the Qada' and the Qadar of Allah. Whatever Allah chooses for us, whatever Allah decides for us. Not only we accept, not only we submit to Allah, but deep inside you and I should and must believe that this is the right thing for you and I. Let me ask you, and same for myself, how many times so far in our life, we all were not happy when things happen to us. Leaving work, losing money, losing loved ones, whatever happens. And we as human beings wish it did not happen. How many times you and I discovered afterwards, after some time, that was the best thing for you and I? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to Allah in the dua, وَالشَّرُّ لَيْسَ إِلَيْكَ. Do you think that Allah will decree sharr for you and I? No. You and I are the only source of sharr. Means we sometimes go for it. We sometimes initiate it and create it. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never chooses or decides sharr for you and I. Sharr does not come from Allah. It comes from us. And we know this. We all know this. وَالشَّرُّ لَيْسَ إِلَيْكَ. Sharr does not come from Allah. And that's the meaning of what the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith of Jibreel, when he explained the qada and the qadr. And he said, وَأَن تُؤْمِنَ بِالْقَدَرِ خَيْرِهِ وَشَرِّهِ. So you must believe in the qada and the qadr of Allah, whether it's khayr or shar. What's khayr and shar? Does that mean that Allah will send down shar for you and I? No. It's basically, this is the qada and the qadr coming down to us from Allah. From Allah's side, it's khayr. The way we look at it, it might look shar to us, but it's not. In reality, it is not. I think it is shar, but it is not. If we have these values, my brothers and sisters, in our hearts and minds, and we look at Allah this way, we deal with Allah this way, we respond and reply to Allah this way, when we really believe in everything that He subhanahu wa ta'ala said and His Prophet said. When we really try our best to do what He asked us to do. When we say Alhamdulillah for everything happens, and we say Ya Rabbi Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. This is your qada and qadar, Alhamdulillah. I accept it, please help me to go through it, help me to make it, and replace me with something better, or show me the hikmah, and whether I know the hikmah or the wisdom or not, I am here for you. You can choose for me whatever you want to choose for me. I do believe in it. This is how we also can overcome many things in life. Because again, remember, the only one will help is Allah. And the only one that you can keep asking day and night is Allah. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah Azza wa Jal, as the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Hayy. يستحي سبحانه وتعالى أن يرفع العبد إليه يديه وأن يردهما بدون شيء. Allah will never, anytime you raise your hand to Allah and make dua, I raise my hands to Allah and make dua, Allah will never ever let you just go back, put your hands down without gaining and getting anything. Whether you get it, whether today or tomorrow or afterwards, whether Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you something to replace this and make it up for you, or as He said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allah might keep it for you and I till the day of judgment. All the time. So your dua is answered in all ways. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us these values and to increase our iman and to help us to follow His way subhanahu wa ta'ala and the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله.